my name is Toni Burkhalter, and I'm the Senior Instructor for Food Science Human Nutrition 120 at the University of Illinois. Some of my students had questions about how to calculate the calories from the macronutrients. So what I'm going to do is walk you through a calculation using the 4-4-9 method. I'm going to use a label here. So let's pretend like we found this label and it has all the information about the macronutrients we would need, with the exception of it doesn't actually tell us how many calories are in a serving. So let's see if we can calculate out how many calories there would be. So we learned in class that lipids or fats have 9 calories per gram. That's a given, so memorize that information. We also learned in class that digestible carbohydrates have 4 calories per gram, so that's another given thing. But something that complicates things a little bit is that digestible carbohydrates are calculated by finding out total carbohydrates minus dietary fiber, because dietary fiber is indigestible. So I'll walk you through that, as well as one more piece of information, that proteins have 4 calories per gram. So we have 9 calories per gram for lipids or fats, 4 calories per gram for digestible carbohydrates, and 4 calories per gram for proteins. So let's walk through and find out how many total calories this food has. So in our label, you'll notice we have 8 grams of total fat. So if I take the 8 grams of fat and I multiply it by the 9 calories per gram, that's going to give me 72 fat calories. So we have that piece of information. Next, if we look here, we want to find out how many calories are from total carbohydrates that are digestible. So we can take the total carbohydrate gram, which is 22 grams of total carbohydrate, but what we need to do here is we need to subtract out the indigestible carbohydrate, which is our fiber. So we take and we subtract out 2 grams of fiber to give us 20 grams of digestible carbohydrate. We can then take the 20 grams of digestible carbohydrate, multiply it by 4 calories per gram to give us 80 carbohydrate calories. So that's how we find out the total carbohydrate calories. Next, we have one last macronutrient that can be digestible and give ourselves calories in this particular foodstuff, and that's our protein. And you'll notice we have 2 grams of protein in one serving, so we can take 2 grams of protein times our 4 calories per gram, which gives us 8 protein calories. And if we add together 72 fat calories, 80 carbohydrate calories, and 8 protein calories, these 3 added together make 160 calories total in the serving of this foodstuff here. So if we remember from the last slide, we calculated out that we have 80 carbohydrate calories. And if you remember, when we added everything together, we also determined that we had 160 total calories in the food itself per serving. So we can take the 80 carbohydrate calories and we can actually divide them by 160 total calories, and then this value is going to give us the percent of calories from that particular nutrient. So 80 divided by 160 is 0.50, which is the equivalent of 50% of the calories coming from carbohydrates. And we can do the same thing for the percent of calories from lipids. So we can remember from the last slide that we had 72 lipid or fat calories. So if we change this number up here to 72 fat calories divided by 160 total calories, you could find the percent of calories from fat. Same thing with protein. If we took and we had 8 protein calories divided by 160 total calories, you would find the percent of calories from protein. So ultimately, we've shown you how to use the 4-4-9 method to calculate the total calories from each of the macronutrients. Then we can add up the total macronutrients to find out the total calories in the foodstuff itself, and then we can take the information that we have about each of the different macronutrients individually as far as their total calories from carbohydrate, fats or lipids, or protein, dividing it by the total calories, and that will give us the percent of calories from that macronutrient itself. So to recap, to calculate the total calories, you can look over here. Again, we have 9 calories per gram of fat, 4 calories per gram of digestible carbohydrate. And remember, fiber is not digestible, so you have to subtract it out, and 4 calories per gram of protein. That's going to be the most important stuff to remember as you walk through these calculations, both here for the first exam as well as throughout the rest of the semester and hopefully beyond the class. Have a great day, and let me know if there are other videos you want me to create. More than happy to make those as well.